in the next segment, we're going to be talking about a review copy for a book that we were provided for. It is the Blackout Bombshell #1. This is a new book from Sumerian. Yeah, Josh already picked it up. Hold on, Josh. Let me blow you up real quick. Josh has already picked this up. I haven't been able, like I said, I haven't been able to go to Titan, so I haven't been able to check it out yet. But let me talk about the creative team real quick before we get into our thoughts. This book is written with a story by Louis Southard, who sent us the review copy. Art by Dean Kotz, colors by Patrick Biermeyer, letters by Buddy Budon. Oh, sorry about that. And then the cover I showed, the main cover we're seeing now, is by Heather Vaughn.
So good.
And then there's also some other additional variant covers that we'll see in a minute. And just quick synopsis.
Foil?
No, I don't know if there's any foil.
I didn't see a foil, but
yeah,
this doesn't look like a foil book.
The quick synopsis for the book: it's 1967 in Sterling City. A private investigator, Jack Atlas, what a name, has been hired to solve a very important case. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't remember anything about it. After a night of drinking turned into a blank slate, Jack must put together what he's gotten himself into before he ends up in a world of trouble. With the help of his best friend lawyer, Casper Fitzpatrick, the duo must embark in the misadventure of a lifetime. This is, like I mentioned, from Sumerian, and it'll be 3 issues total. So,
wow.
Josh, why don't you kick us off? What did you think of the book?
I loved it. I loved it so much. It has. I've talked about this before. I'm always a sucker for any book that has a great opening. And particularly one that's really funny. And this one does. And so I think the best way I can compare it is, he just wakes up in a car. I mean, he basically has an alcohol problem and blacks out, wakes up in a car, doesn't know where he's going or why, gets thrown out of the car because he's such a dick, and basically realizes he has a case. Doesn't know what the case is. All he has is a photograph, and on the back it says, "Find this girl."
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing is, I think, like, just the 2 pages after what you just showed. So we're like on page 4. He's in his office, and the woman walks in, and just the caption is, "I'm the greatest fucking detective ever." Like, he didn't have to do anything. She just came to him. But
so I think it's this one right here.
Yeah. I'm the greatest damn detective in the whole wide world. But it just, he's an incredibly unlikable character. And in my brain, I just kept thinking about movies like The Big Lebowski or Memento, but I think that's a bit of a stretch, which is, it's a mystery, but the mystery is more the lead detective has no idea what the mystery is. Right. You know, so and I love those kinds of hooks. The art is great. The writing is rock solid. Like, and I was reading, and I know Clay's such a big fan of like crime and noir stuff. I was like, God, I hope he's reading this, because it's
Clay just embraces crime.
Yes.
All right.
Gives me tips on how to do it or not do it.
Yeah, how to get away with it, right?
Right, or
Clay,
not.
What did you think of the book, Clay?
I loved it. I mean, it's set up, you know, like you said, like it's got a little bit of Memento, you know, with all he has is a picture with a message on it. And the art style looks very Sean Phillips inspired. So if you're reading Brubaker, it looks, you know, like Sean Phillips doing crime.
Yeah. But I think with a bit more, and this is not I mean, I love Sean Phillips, but a bit more expression to a certain degree, maybe.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more in the faces, more detail and not so much that they're trying to look realistic, but to give you the feeling, especially with Jack, his face, although like every scene is like he's either being very goofy or drunk or kind of an asshole, and people reacting to him. Dean Kotz, I'm looking through he's worked on a lot of stuff for like the Mars Attacks, some James Bond comics. The Butcher of Paris, which I did read, which is great. That's a Stephanie Phillips book. So yeah, I was more familiar with and then For Louis, I just did a review of Midnight Western Theater, Witch Trial 1 and 2. Like, you can find that on the channel as well. Those are from Scout, which is more, it's more of a Western vibe, but it's still really fun in this, like, there's something going on. There's a mystery that we need to kind of follow the thread on. I also really like the relationship between the lawyer and Jack. Like,
Yeah.
they're buddy, like they're buddies, but like that kind of friend that you're like, oh, you're gonna get me into trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, because his wife says, like, I thought you're usually out longer for your Atlas adventures.
Right.
Yeah. I love this conversation they have while eating pancakes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got all the tropes in the first issue. You know, the diner, the dame. You've got the moments. And they lay it out perfectly. So it's like, I'm curious how the next 2 issues are going to play out.
Yeah. Same here.
Nothing felt forced, and I'm always a big fan of teams that can take, I think, like you're saying, Clay, something that has all these tropes and expectations to it and do it without feeling forced. So
yeah.
And I also like the pacing, like the chapter breakdowns, like it feels very, very noir, like, oh, here comes the next thing, right? Like, or we're in a completely different setting, because a bunch of times it's like you're not even with Jack at the beginning of whatever's happening. Like, maybe Jack comes in later. So, but very, very fun to follow around Jack, who's this unlikable asshole. And here are some of the other variant covers. So
cool.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff. So I think if you see these at your shop, if you see this book at your shops, you know, check it out. It's good to, and like I said, I need to check out more stuff by Sumerian. I think I didn't know much about their stuff until kind of this stuff came along. So
yeah, and just, I mean, you know, I didn't even know we had gotten a preview of this. I picked this up totally just based off the description from my shop, and I was like, oh, that sounds great, and really, really enjoyed it. So
cool. So you can pick this up at shops. I'll also put down the link I'm going to break this up as a video on its own. So you can put the link. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. Highly, highly recommend it. And once again, thanks to Louis for sending us that review. So
yeah, thank you.
Make sure to check this out.